All right guys, welcome back to another video of the WhitetailDNA channel. I am Lopi and I am getting ready to take off for a 14-day archery elk hunt. And I'm packing up right now and I thought it'd be a good idea to go over what I'm bringing and kind of do like a pack dump for you guys. So first off, we're gonna start with clothing. My first item is what I'm gonna wear into my hunt. First off, it's gonna be base layer. This is the Wick hoodie from First Light. I've worn it a lot this year hiking and then in North Dakota, and I was super impressed by it. For pants, I'm gonna run the Trace pant. Super breathable, soft pant. It's gonna be kind of hot weather, so this will be a good pant for that. Then for boots, I'm rocking the Crispy Altitudes. I wore these last year, I was super impressed with them. They have really good ankle support. I think they're like a Flex 3. And they're really good as far as waterproofing goes. Feet have stayed dry and they breathe well. I get really sweaty feet, so these are a good option for me. I have pretty solid ankles, so I'm not really worried about the stiffness of them. And for a hat, I'm just rocking a First Light hat. Boxers, I always wear the Merinos just because they breathe well and they take away the stench. And then for socks, I'm wearing these Merino Blend Go Hunt socks from Go Hunt. And then as far as items that I'm gonna be packing in my pack, this is kind of my mid layer. It's the Origin hoodie from First Light. Just a hoodie with a face mask. I love this piece. And then for a puffy, I'm rocking the Brooks Down puffy. This will always be in my pack. Sometimes I use it as a pillow. Always gotta have a puffy on a hunt. And I don't know yet, I gotta look at the forecast, but for sure rain jacket. It's just the ultralight from First Light. And then I may throw in the pants as well, depending on what we got for weather. Especially if we're day hunting, I'll probably throw them in, but if we're spiking in, I don't know if I will throw them in depending on the weather, but they're always good to have. They'll be in the truck at least. Then gaiters, this is a must-have item. I think, you know, it's a no-brainer to pack them. This is just the Outdoor Research crocodile gaiter. These things have been bulletproof. I've had these since like 2017 and they've yet to break on me or fail. So those will be in the pack, and if it is wet out, like if it rains the night before, if it's super humid or any sort of moisture on the ground, I'll definitely be wearing gaiters. And then in my pack, I'll just have just a light glove that I can have access. I believe these are the shooter gloves from First Light. And then just a merino beanie from Kafaru. So yeah, that'll be everything as far as clothing goes. And we'll move on to the pack I'll be using. All right, so this is the pack I'm using this year. This is the Kafaru Manimal. I'm gonna be running this my whole hunt. I debated and contemplated on bringing the Absaroka, which is a much larger pack. Most of my hunting this year will be day hunts from the truck. We will spike into a couple areas that are worth it, but as far as overall pack goes, I'm gonna be using the Manimal, and I kind of rigged it out for a little more space. So this whole pack is like 3,500 cubic inches, which is more than enough for like a 2 to 3 day trip. So basically what I did is I used the cinch that comes with it, and I added 2 pouches on the front so I could just store more items in here. And then I can put, you know, clothes in here, spotter, water, food, whatever it may be. I also got a hip pouch on the side. I believe this is a small, medium, and large. And then on my other side, I have a water bottle pouch. And then up top here, I just carry a rain fly that goes over the pack for getting a lot of moisture. But yeah, this is what I'll be using. I've been doing a lot of rucks with it. I used it in North Dakota. Super impressed by it so far. So I'm trying to minimize as much weight. I like to travel light so I can cover country during the day and not get weighted down. So yeah, this is what I'll be rocking this year. All right, so next we'll cover my sleep system. I kind of have 2 different ones. I have my camping system for the truck when we're just day hunting and we're gonna come back to the truck at night. And then I have my backpacking system if we're gonna backpack in and, you know, spend 2 to 3 nights. So first we'll cover the backpacking system. As far as sleeping bag goes, I've been rocking the Stowe Glacier Chilkoot. This is the 15 degree. It's an awesome bag. It's very wide, which I like. You don't have like the mummified narrow foot box, and it's got really wide shoulders. It's got a little hood. I've used this since it came out and I have not ripped it or anything. I've had moisture on it. This is a down bag, and you know, people don't really like down bags due to, you know, if they get wet, it doesn't really perform how it should. But I've had it and it's been rock solid. The reason I went with 15 is if it does get below 15, I just throw a puffy on and puffy pants. and that'll get me down to like 0 degrees. So this is what I've used, and I'll keep using it till it doesn't work anymore. But as far as backpacking tent goes, this is a Stone Glacier Sky Air ULT. It's kind of like a bivy sack. I do have a mesh insert, so it's a tarp on top with a mesh insert on bottom. I rock stakes on it too, and then like a little vestibule. It's super light. It packs down to nothing. It weighs like 2 pounds maybe, maybe a little bit under. And this has worked really well. It's quick. I can kind of pitch it wherever I want. You need trekking poles when you run this. It kind of holds up your foot box and then your head space. So if you don't have trekking poles, you might need to look at a different option, but I always carry trekking poles just in case I get a bull down and need to pack out. They're nice to have. It kind of puts you in 4-wheel drive. Sleeping pad goes, this is just a Big Agnes Q-Core SLX. I love this pad. I've never popped it. I've never had problems. It's really thick. I sleep really well on it. I used to go like on the ultra light side and have like a 2-inch pad, and I just didn't sleep very well. So I think the extra weight is worth carrying. Also, again, on weight wise, I used to not carry a pillow, and now I do. This is the Climate Luxe pillow. It's kind of a bigger pillow, but I do like it. I sleep really well with it. So I always pack this. And as far as carrying it goes, I just use this compression sack. I believe it's from Sea to Summit, and it's waterproof. So I throw my sleeping bag in here, and I throw my pad on top, and then I crush the pillow down, and I can get this all compressed down, you know, probably 12 inches tall. So it works really well for that. And that's just what I carry as far as backpacking goes. And I'll kind of talk about what I carry at the truck. All right, so this is my sleep system at the truck. This is a canvas cutter. This is the Dominator. This is new to me this year. I upgraded to this. I've had some buddies run it, and they're really big fans of it. So basically, it's a bedroll that rolls out. It's held together by 3 straps. You undo these straps and roll it out. It's got a 3-inch memory foam pad, and it's full canvas, waterproof. I use this in North Dakota. I slept like a baby, so I'll be using this. It's super quick. You know, if you throw it out wherever you stop, essentially, or at your truck, you can pitch it under maybe a tree or something to kind of stay dry. If it does rain, like you have a heavy downpour, I always look for something where I have cover. Otherwise, like you can carry a tarp too and pitch that over. And the nice thing about this, it takes like 1 minute to actually deploy. And then when you're done, you can leave your sleeping bag, everything in there, and roll it up, throw it in the truck, and you're off to your next spot. So this is what I'll be using at the truck. All right, so next we're gonna be covering kind of my water cooking system, what I use for water and what I use to cook with. So we'll start with water. This hunt that I'm going on, there's not a ton of water in the area. So if we do spike in, I'm gonna have to bring my own water. So what I have here is a 4-liter, just a water sack, and a 6-liter. I like to bring as much water as possible so I can stay longer and don't have to go back to the truck and get more water. As far as cooking goes, I just use a titanium pot. This is from Go Hunt, super lightweight. I can fit everything in there, and then I just have a little stove here. This is from MSR, I believe it's the Pocket Rocket. Just folds up here, hooks onto your actual fuel canister right on top of here, and then you put the pot right on top and you boil your water. So I've used this for years, works really well for me. And just a couple sporks. I always have a backup spork, nice and long. This is titanium spork. And then I have a lighter just in case something doesn't light. And then I carry 2 Nalgene's. One is a 46 ouncer and one's the standard like 32 ounce. This one is insulated so it stays cold or hot, whatever kind of hunt you're on. Yeah, so that's kind of my cook system and water system that I use. All right, so next we're just kind of gonna go over miscellaneous stuff. We'll start with my med kit. This is just a standard med kit that I threw together. I work as a firefighter, so I kind of know what I use or would use in the field. And it's just kind of a couple meds, some gauze. Super important is a tourniquet, some aqua tabs, gloves, you know, anything that I find pertinent, worth carrying, I put in here. This never leaves my pack. It's always in the bottom. Next is my kill kit. I use orange just because it's super identifiable. I just got 4 game bags in here from Go Hunt. I got 2 knives, Outdoor Edge, and a Havalon, some extra blades. I got some tape in here just in case I want to tape my tag on or zip tie, whatever works best. Then I have a bag for deboning meat or scrap meat. And I have some electrolytes in here somewhere. And then also like a meat blanket. I use this. This is just like a emergency blanket. It's heated. If like it did come down to like you're in a storm or something and you're in an emergency situation, I can use that for that. Or I can throw it down and use it for my meat. It doesn't get like hot. It's not gonna spoil your meat by any means. So I've used this a lot. It works well. It's super light. So yeah, that's my kill kit. Next is just a bone saw or just a standard saw from, I think it's Outdoor Edge, the Grizz saw. Use this for cutting wood or, you know, cutting bones, anything like that. It's good to have. Next is like toiletries. So always I gotta have wet wipes. I'm a wet wipe guy. I'll probably condense this down to maybe not as big as this, but some dude wipes. And then this is just like a toiletry bag that I'll carry if we're backpacking in or something. Just some deodorant, toothbrush, some Advil, toothpaste, and Leukotape, and then some extra chapstick. It's always good to have Leukotape just in case you get hot spots or blisters. Hopefully I don't have to use that, but you never know. It's good to have. And then just some trekking poles from Peaks. These are like the original ones that came out. I've had these for a while and they work really well. I've had no problems with them. And this is the Peaks headlamp. This was the OG model. I know they've updated it since that. I really like this. It's got a bunch of different settings. It's rechargeable and it locks. That's my biggest thing, is it locks in my, if it's in my pack, I can lock it and it's not gonna turn on. So yeah, that's kind of the miscellaneous gear that I have in my pack. All right, next we're gonna cover my electronics and camera gear that I'm bringing. This first bag is just a lot of extra stuff that'll be at the truck. I won't carry this during the day, but we got different battery banks from Dark Energy, a flashlight or lighter, different charging cords, and just a block to throw in my truck. I use an inverter that plugs into my cigarette lighter. And like I said, we're gonna be truck camping a lot, so I'm gonna have power at my truck and I won't need a ton of mobile power. But I do have a bag, you know, if we do spike in for a couple days. I got my inReach so I can be in contact with my wife now that I have a child. You know, it's super important to me to stay in contact with them every day, let them know I'm fine. I carry a small Goal Zero. I also carry the Dark Energy Poseidon Pro. This thing is awesome, I love it. I just have this for a backup just in case I do burn through power. Just an iPhone charging cord and a USB cord. Super minimalist. I could probably realistically just carry this, but I always like to have this for insurance just in case something happens. Then for camera gear, my main camera is going to be the Canon G70, just a camcorder with a mic. It's pretty simple. It's kind of idiot proof. I'm not super new. I'm very new to filming, so this is a really good model for me. And then I'll just be running the GoPro Hero 11. I'll either run it on my hat or I'll clip it onto my pack for a different angle. So that's what I'll be filming with. All right, so next we'll cover kind of the optics and what culls I'm using. We'll start with culls. So I just carry the Phelps metal bugle tube. It's a little heavier than like the standard one, but I think the voice carries over really good. I like the sound of it. I'll carry the extra weight, don't mind that. And then I just keep my culls. I don't even know what this is, just a little zipper bag. Different culls, they're all from Phelps. I have kind of some minis. I really like the gray, the new pitch black 2, and the green. I do like the minis for cow calling, but I always carry that in my bino harness. That way it's quick access. And we'll go into optics. So first is the new Vortex Razor 13. I gotta look here, 13 to 39 by 56. I like kind of a smaller spotter. I had the Gen 1 version of this and I was a big fan. It's super lightweight. The glass is really good. So I'll probably carry this most of the days. Between my buddy and I, we'll switch off depending on what the elk look like and kind of numbers and herd population, all that goes. This may stay at the truck. Next is for tripod. Some days I will carry a tripod. If we are bringing this, I'll for sure have it. But also the glass on too is nice. So this is just the Vortex Summit 2. Super light. It extends pretty far down. I'm shorter, so I can kind of hunch down and glass from a standing position, so that's nice. But it's just got a pan head. Works pretty well. It's, again, super lightweight. And then as far as digiscoping goes, I use the All-In. I feel like this is kind of the best model on the market for me personally. It's super easy just to smack on there and you're immediately on your target, whether it's an animal or you're filming B-roll stuff. So I like that. And then just a glassing pad from Go Hunt. Just if you're gonna plop down in a spot for a while, it's nice to have a little cushion. And then we'll get into binos and rangefinder. So I'll be carrying it in the marsupial enclosed bino harness. I've used this for years. I really like it. As far as optics goes, I'm running the Vortex Razor 10x42s. I've used a 10x42 pretty much my whole life since I've bought binos, and I've just stuck with that. It does well. Can see a lot. I carry wind checker on here always. And then I do have just a set of Allen wrenches just in case. And then on the back side, I just have a bino adapter to throw onto a tripod if needed. And in here, I carry my release. This is just a UV button from UltraView. And then in the rangefinder pouch, I'm running the Viper HD 3000. I've been super impressed with this. It's worked really well. I've kind of compared it to other rangefinders, and you know, there's nothing different about it. It can actually range pretty far, which I like, just in case you're going on a long stalk. You can kind of make checkpoints along your way with your rangefinder. So yeah, that's the optics setup, and so I'll be using. So going into the weapon of choice, this is obviously an archery elk hunt, so we'll be using archery equipment. So as far as bow goes, this is the Hoyt RX8. I've been shooting this since we got them back in March, and I've been super impressed. As far as sight goes, I'm running the XL Landslide 5-pin on a Picatinny mount. I've ran this sight for years, kind of since it came out, and it's been rock solid. There's a lot of cool features on it, and I do like a 5-pin, especially during the rut, whether it's whitetails, elk, whatever it may be. Stuff's always moving, so if I don't have to dial, it's a good day. Stabilizers, I'm running the Redline. I do have 6 ounces on the back and 3 on the front. I noticed when I took off my Go sticks, my bow kind of kicked back, and so I added another ounce, and now it's rock solid again. As far as grip goes, I just have kind of the aftermarket side plates that I had a guy make for me, and then I wrapped it with Bomar archery tape. I've used that for a while. I've used grip tape for years and years, and I really like that feature. As far as quiver goes, this is the Hoyt Superlight Stretch 6-arrow quiver. Preferably, I would shoot without a quiver on. However, you know, when you party with elk, stuff happens quick, and you may not have time to have your quiver off. And I'm not a huge fan of carrying on the hip or the pack. I like to have another arrow for a follow-up shot immediately. So that's what I'll be rocking this year. And as far as rest goes, just the QAD Ultra Rest. Been super impressed with it so far. It's been really quiet. It's really easy to adjust. Big fan of it. As far as arrows go, I'll be rocking the Victory VAP SS 300 spine. This is kind of a new arrow to us. We've been super impressed with it. I really like it. I do have an Easton match grade 55 grain insert. It's kind of the half out version. And then for broadhead, I'm running the Evolution Hide. Been super impressed with these. I think I've shot 4 or 5 different animals and have success on all of them. Very impressed with the flight, the blood trail. So I'll be using these. And then on the back side, I just have a wrap from One Stinger and 3 Fletch and a tack vane 275. I've been running tack vanes forever, and man, they're just super solid. They're quiet, they're light. I don't like to have a lot of weight on the back end, and I do use a lighted knock, so it's more advantageous for me to use a lighter vane. As far as knock goes, this is the Halo knock. Man, these are awesome knocks. The tolerance is super tight. As far as weight goes, they're very tight tolerances too. So that's what I'll be rocking this year. And as far as release goes, I know I already covered it, but I'm just using the UV button. I really like this. It fits my hands well. I've used tons of releases in the past, and you know, I think if you know how to shoot properly, you can kind of shoot all releases, and it comes down to how it fits your hand and whatnot. So this is what I use. You can use whatever you want, but this is what I'll be rocking this year. And as far as truck stuff goes, like I just have miscellaneous stuff at the truck, spares, coolers and whatnot. It's good to have 2 is better than 1. So yeah, I'm super pumped. I leave here in like 48 hours. So I'm excited to go chase bulls and whatnot. So hopefully we can make a cool video and show you guys our adventure out there. And if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, check out the podcast. We have episodes dropping every single Wednesday. We just recapped all of our North Dakota hunts, and be on the lookout. WhitetailDNA has a lot of stuff coming. So thanks for watching, and good luck hunting.